As far as I'm concerned, I'm more than happy for him to fight Alexander Povetkin because I've I feel uncomfortable with saying to somebody, well, no, we can't let this happen. It shouldn't be sanctioned. Why? I've got more of an issue with people trying to stop David Price earning a living. If this is the best way David Price feels he can earn money, and he feels that the Povetkin fight is a fight where he can earn decent money and maybe even spring off an upset, who are we to tell him he can't do that? Because I'm sure in David Price's mind, he's going to be thinking, yes, Alexander Povetkin is an extremely tough fight that I could very well lose. But if I land that big right hand and knock him out, I'm then in for a life-changing fight against Anthony Joshua, where after that fight, chances are I probably won't have to work again. Who are we to take that away from David Price? Because like I said, ultimately David Price is a guy who holds a boxing licence, he's sound of mind, he's a grown adult, and he's responsible for his own actions. And even, I know David Price has been on the end of a couple of brutal knockouts, but it's not like David Price has had a career worth of punishment. Getting knocked out cold is better for you than taking a lot of prolonged beatings. I guarantee you, this is my subjective opinion, but I'm sure Chisora has a lot more wear and tear on his body than David Price. I'm pretty certain of that. But people are happy for Derek to get in a ring with Povetkin, just because he's viewed as tougher. Even though Derek has, let's be honest, shown more signs of being mentally unstable than David Price ever has. He flies off the handle, he's very hot-headed. I mean, this is a guy who took a fight with Pulev in Germany instead of fighting Anthony Joshua for more money. Chisora has a record of not picking the most sensible options. But it's okay for him to fight Povetkin and not David Price? I don't really get that. Who are we to say these guys can't earn money? If they've got a boxing licence, listen, they're free to do what they want, essentially. And I do feel a little uncomfortable with people saying David Price can't do this or it shouldn't be sanctioned. And not only that, if David Price takes this fight and gets brutally knocked out, he made his bed and he lied in it, basically. Look at he obviously lost to Erkan Tepe and Tony Thompson back in the day. Both of those guys tested positive for PEDs, and after that fight, he said no boxers or promoters should do business with fighters who fail PED tests. So if he goes in the ring with Alexander Povetkin, whatever happens is totally on him. And I know this sounds harsh, it sounds blunt, it sounds like I don't care, but that's just the reality at the end of the day. If we really had a problem with fighters potentially getting injured, we wouldn't watch boxing. That is just the reality. If I truly had an issue with these guys sustaining bad injuries, I wouldn't watch the sport. That is ultimately the truth. I don't want it to happen. I hate seeing it happen. But surely if I had a problem with it and it affected me that much, I wouldn't watch the sport. It's just common sense. These things happen in boxing, and if David Price takes this fight, it's on him. And if he takes the fight and he wins, he's going to tell you guys, I told you so. And then he'll get his career high payday against Anthony Joshua. And regardless of what happens there, he can then go off in the sunset and live a great life. So I feel uncomfortable saying that David Price should not be allowed to fight Alexander Povetkin. Now, do I think he's going to get brutally knocked out? Yes, I do. I 100% feel he's going to get obliterated and his chin is probably going to end up back in Liverpool. I believe that, but who am I to say to him that, oh, you can't do that? You can't fight Povetkin, you're going to get knocked out. Listen, people are free to make their own decisions, and I think these days, not just in boxing, but in life in general, I feel sometimes people try to, it's like a nanny state kind of thing. People try to enforce what is good, what isn't, and people just need to be free to make their own decisions. And whether they are good decisions or bad decisions, they should be able to make their own. That's just how I see it. Now, again, you might see this as cold and uncaring, but that's just how I feel. I feel more uncomfortable with saying to him that you can't take this fight. Sorry, because I'm just thinking, if that was me and somebody said, well, you can't take this fight because I fear for your safety, I would feel terrible if someone said that to me. I would rather go in there and probably get knocked out, in all honesty, even rather somebody tell me to my face that, or on social media that, oh, you can't take this fight, you're just going to get ruined, and we're doing this for you and for your own safety. I want to make that decision myself. You taking that decision away from me, to me, is a lot more devastating than getting knocked out cold. That's just how I see it. I might be completely wrong, and I'm not saying the people who are concerned for David Price are wrong either. I'm not saying that at all. It's great that we're concerned for fighters. I'm concerned for David Price's health in this fight, but I'll go back to my original point. It's not for me to tell him that he shouldn't take it. That's just the reality. What do you guys think? Peace.